Hey, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another Anthem video, and in this one I want to give you a quick rundown of the fixes and changes that are coming in the next patch. BioWare just finished up another developer live stream, and in that they spoke about some of the fixes, some of the changes they've been working on for the next patch, which should be dropping around March 12th. They haven't 100% locked the date in just yet, but March 12th is what they're aiming for. And in this patch, they're aiming to address quite a few of the things that players have been kind of experiencing recently. A lot of frustration, some of the crashes, some of the bugs, and just in general, some quality of life and user experience stuff. So in this video, I'm going to go over everything you need to know in case you didn't catch the live stream. So if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions. And also, if you guys haven't entered our giveaway for a chance to win a console of your choice, there is still just about time to enter it. It ends tomorrow. So if you haven't entered, make sure you do so today. Now, as mentioned, the patch, they are aiming for it to drop on March 12th, which is next week Tuesday. It could shift ever so slightly, but basically March 12th is what they're aiming for. And one of the main things they spoke about to begin with is that this patch will contain a lot of the crash fixes. Of course, if you're playing on PlayStation, some PlayStation users have reported that their consoles actually went as far as to power down. They have then since been able to kind of recycle those and like power them back up. But a lot of the crashes that caused that, both on console and some of the PC crashes as well, a lot of those should be addressed in this patch. Whether they've caught all of them will of course remain to be seen. In fact, they said there are probably some they may have missed, but they have found the sources of a lot of them, and those are going into this patch. So if you guys have been playing and you've been crashing a lot, hopefully come March 12th or when this update eventually drops, that should make your experience a lot better. On top of that, for those of you guys that have seen the most recent Reddit post about the level 1 defender doing basically equal damage to a masterwork weapon, they have confirmed that is also a bug which will be fixed very soon. On top of that, they actually showed a couple of the new things that they're adding as sort of like user experience things, quality of life changes. When the patch goes live, there'll be some added functionality whereby if you are in Fort Tarsis, the option to hold down Y and start an expedition will not just be, or will no longer be, exclusive to just being in a team. This will be added by default, so if you've, say, gone as far as like all the way back down to the basement to go and speak to Yarrow to get a contract, you won't then have to walk all the way back up to the forge. You will just be able to hold Y to shortcut straight there. So that's being added in the next patch. You actually got a chance to look at that in the live stream. On top of that, the common and uncommon loot changes that didn't quite make it in the last patch are being added in this next one. So when you get to level 30, common and uncommon loot will be taken out of the level 30 loot pool. So that way, if you do finally see a green, it's actually going to be a legendary, which is kind of cool. They also acknowledged that GM2 and 3 aren't as rewarding or aren't very rewarding right now. And while they don't have a fix for it for the next patch, it is something they are looking into actively because right now there's just basically no value doing GM2 and 3, so this is something they do want to address in the future. Additionally, they made some changes to the way that kind of overheating works and when you crash into walls. They said specifically with like the Colossus, if you overheat and you go hurtling into the ground and you crash into the ground, the actual animation from crashing to them being able to move again is quite slow, and the same thing applies to the walls, so they've basically shortened that. So if you do overheat, yes, you're still going to plummet to the ground, but then when you land and you do crash land, then you should be able to get moving pretty quickly after. They've also made a lot of improvements to Quickplay problems, so for those of you guys that were joining into broken missions or missions at the end, hopefully these should be fixed in the next patch. They've also changed the way that respawns work. So one of the big frustrations if you join, say, like a Quickplay thing, or you join like a match-made game and you're not on voice with people and you go down in a mission or you go down in a stronghold and people don't see that you're down, then they basically leave you behind. You have no ability to respawn. You're stuck on that screen. You can't access the map. You can't do anything. It's just not a very good experience. So what they've done, while this is not a complete solution, it is a temporary quick solution they can do in the next patch. And what they've done is they've actually removed most of the respawn restricted areas in missions and things like that. And what they've then done is added a timer. So if you do go down and you are playing in a situation where people are not noticing and they're not rezzing you, then instead of just being stuck there indefinitely, instead you'll simply have to wait for like a 30-second timer, and then you'll just be able to naturally respawn. So while this doesn't fix the issue of there being nothing to do when you go down or it not being very obvious for players, it is a short-term solution that they can roll out in this next patch, which will at least make the experience a little less frustrating until they get a bigger fix. On top of that, if any of you guys did the There Be Giants quest, you'll know that if you were down when the Titan was killed, you didn't get credit for this or you didn't get any loot. They're going to fix that so that in future, when you do go down, even if the enemy is killed, you will still get credit, you'll still get loot, so that'll be fixed. They're also going to be fixing the ultimate bar finally, so if you start a stronghold and it tells you got ultimate, which is a complete lie, and then you dive and you try and use your ultimate and you die, yeah, that's going to be fixed. So hopefully now when you actually see your ultimate bar full, it actually means it is full. They've also found a lot of fixes for a lot of the sound bugs. Not necessarily all of them, but again, they found, you know, where a lot of them come from, so then the fixes for that will be rolling into this next update. They've also changed the scaling for ultimates and melee slightly, as well as the bulwark point and the wind wall. So what you'll actually see in this update, once that goes live, is that the power points for things like Masterworks will actually go up a little bit. So right now, power for Masterworks is like 45, and like legendaries are 47. I think they said that in this patch, Masterworks will jump to around 61, and then legendaries will be a little bit above that. So largely speaking, you won't feel the differences, but the reason they're raising these numbers is because it then gives them a bigger number to play with when it comes to balancing everything else around it. So it does then mean that when you go into Grandmaster, in theory, ultimates and melee should be more effective than they were before, and then the bulwark point and the wind wall shouldn't just be getting one shot straight away. So that's something that should be going into this fix as well. On top of that, the Gunslinger's Mark that was temporarily disabled, it was set down to 0%. That will be being fixed in this next update. So for those of you guys that have that and do want to take advantage of it, because it is a good perk, then that will be effective as of that update. And finally, they're also going to be increasing the base damage of Masterwork weapons. So some of them don't feel very good, some of them feel pretty lackluster. So hopefully once this goes live, you'll feel that too. And that's pretty much it for the changes. Outside of that, they did of course say when it comes to new content, they are of course trying to get some of the stuff from the future roadmap into the end of March. It won't be in this update. This next update dropping ideally next week is largely speaking just fixes, quality of life, and just, you know, bug changes. But then the one towards the end of March will hopefully get things in like the stronghold chests and a few other content pieces like that. But anyway, that's it for the time being. It's a quick rundown in case you guys didn't see the live stream. That's what's being fixed in the update, hopefully dropping next week as soon as March 12th. Of course, once they do follow up with some more patch notes, and if there's anything else that we find out, I'll let you guys know. But for the time being, that is everything. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to check out some more awesome stuff from us here at Arekkz Gaming, then you should definitely try to catch TwoSixNine and Paradise Central streaming 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. They play a wide range of games, and what's more, we also have the Endgame store. By watching their streams, you earn currency, and you can redeem that currency on the Endgame store for really cool prizes. Those can range from things like games, comics, and figures, all the way up to controllers, capture cards, and even consoles. So definitely drop by and become part of the community. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you're subscribed and be sure to click on that little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss our next upload. You can watch more videos by clicking on the options here, but once again, thanks very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.